Omwawe tumberange ngiteuya oliengo tadulukuya natumu ifane efikuke mefikundilo nena ondine kundafano lile lela o atukatala ke hokololo lili mombibeli tali tumbula kombiga ekwatongonga nemoni folomeme oihuna hokololo ndino ola tamal laja musamuele ontivali Samuel ontivali onoporwayo nlongo na natu okujapo vedese otete fio mirongo bali na mbali Samuel wontivali onoporwa onlongo na natu ovedese kujapo otete fio mirongo bali na mbali. Today we are going to look into the story, biblical story of Tamar that is more focusing into incest and rape or gender-based violence. And this story is recorded from the book of 2 Samuel chapter 13 from verse 1 to 22. 2 Samuel chapter 13 from verse 1 to 22. I'm going to read into the English translation, and I believe we are also going to tackle this in the official language. After this, Absalom, the son of David, had a lovely sister whose name was Tamar, and Amnon, the son of David, loved her. Take note, Absalom, the son of David, had a sister, beautiful sister, a lovely sister, whose name was Tamar, and Amnon, the son of David, loved her. Amnon was so distressed over his sister Tamar that he became sick, for she was a virgin and it was improper for Amnon to do anything to her. But Amnon had a friend whose name was Jonadab, the son of Shimeah, David's brother. Now Jonadab was a very crafty man. And he said to him, "Why are you, the king's son, becoming thinner day after day? Will you not tell me?" Amnon said to him, "I love Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister." So Jonadab said to him, "Lie down on your bed and pretend to be ill. And when your father comes to see you, say to him, 'Please let my sister Tamar come and give me food and prepare the food in my sight, that I may see it and eat it from her hand.'" Then Amnon lay down and pretended to be ill. And when the king came to see him, Amnon said to the king, "Please let Tamar, my sister, come and make a couple of cakes for me in my sight, that I may eat from her hand." And David sent home to Tamar, saying, "Now go to your brother Amnon's house and prepare food for him." So Tamar went to her brother Amnon's house, and he was lying down. Then she took flour and kneaded it, made cakes in his sight, and baked the cakes. And she took the pan and placed them out before him, but he refused to eat. Then Amnon said, "Have everyone go out from me." And they all went from him. Then Amnon said to Tamar, "Bring the food into the bedroom, that I may eat from your hand." And Tamar took the cakes which she had made and brought them to Amnon her brother in the bedroom. Now, when she had brought them to him to eat, he took hold of her and said to her, "Come, lie with me, my sister." But she answered him, "No, my brother, do not force me, for no such thing should be done in Israel. Do not do this disgraceful thing. Where could I take my shame? And as for you, you will be like one of the fools in Israel. Now therefore, please speak to the king, for he will not withhold me from you." However, he would not heed her voice, and being stronger than she, he forced her and lay with her. Then Amnon hated her exceedingly, so that the hatred with which he hated her was greater than the love which he had loved her. And Amnon said to her, "Arise, be gone." So she said to him, "No, indeed, this evil of sending me away is worse than the other that you did to me." But he would not listen to her. Then he called his servants who attended him and said, "Here, put this woman out away from me," and bolted the door behind her. Now she had on a robe of many colors, for the king's virgin daughters wore such apparel. And his servant put her out and bolted the door behind her. Then Tamar put ashes on her head, and tore her robe of many colors that was on her, and laid her hand on her head, and went away crying bitterly. And Absalom her brother said to her, "Has Amnon your brother been with you? But now hold your peace, my sister. He is your brother. Do not take this thing to heart." So Tamar remained desolate in her brother Absalom's house. But when King David heard of all these things, he was very angry. And Absalom spoke to his brother Amnon, neither good nor bad. For Absalom hated Amnon because he had forced his sister Tamar. We will end there for today. First, we are going to look into the actors or characters in this story. Number one is David. David at this time, he was 53 years old, according to the scholars. He was 53 years old, and he was the king. He was a political king. He was a chosen king by God to lead the Israelites. And he was the father to Tamar, and the father to Amnon, and the father to Absalom. And these three people, they were characters into this story. The other character that we can look into here is Amnon. Amnon was 22 years old, and he was the firstborn of David. He was the firstborn of David. He was the sister to Tamar, the brother to Tamar, and also to Absalom. So this Amnon was the child, or was a son of David. Tamar was a daughter to David as well. Absalom was 20 years old. Was a full sister to Tamar, the same mother, the same father. Amnon was not a full sister to Tamar, but was a half sister to Tamar. And Absalom that time was 20 years old, was the second son of David. Tamar was 15 years. 15 years, was a minor. According to the Namibian constitution, we can still say Tamar was a minor and was a daughter to David. And then Solomon. This time Solomon was 2 years and was very young. Solomon, we know him, who became the king and was the chosen one as well by God, and the one who became full of wisdom. So in this story, we are learning how Tamar was abused by the brother. We are also learning Jonadab. Jonadab was a friend to Amnon, but was not only a friend, was also a cousin. Was a cousin to Amnon, was a cousin to Tamar, was a relative and a family member. These are family people, people that are supposed to protect one another, to advise well one another, to guide one another, and to lead one another towards a better being, or being better people in the community, because they were also royal people. They were royal people. They were born in the family of kings, chosen by God himself. So what happened here is that Tamar was beautiful and so lovely. Her looking was so beautiful. And they were staying almost close to one another with Amnon. And then Amnon fell in love with Tamar. This thing was in Amnon's mind, and it have been going through his mind. But then he talked out this thing. He was so distressed and he became so sick. And then Jonadab realized that the friend is so sick. And he asked him about something. And then what is troubling him? But he did not hide anything from his friend Jonadab. He said out everything. He said, I'm in love with my sister, or with Absalom's sister Tamar. I'm in love with my brother's sister. In fact, with my sister, with his sister Tamar. He said it out. Then Jonadab gave a very ill advice, very uninformed advice, very unbiblical advice, very unlawful advice to the brother. Just be sick, pretend to be sick. Ask your father. You are a royal person. You have an advantage. Call your father. Let him send over Tamar to you, and let you comfort yourself through Tamar. So that's what Amnon did. Pretended sick, told the father to send Tamar. Tamar came, baked these nice cakes, brought them to Amnon. Amnon refused to eat them, and then said, no, bring them into my bedroom, and so that I can eat from your hands. Did it, forced himself. And the Bible said it properly. He said because he was powerful than her, he used his power, his dominion upon the sister, and raped the sister, slept with the sister by force, refused the sister's advice and the resistance. When the sister said no, he felt like the no means no, because she is powerless. So this is a planned act of violence, a planned act of rape, a planned act. Is teaching us that this thing of rape especially that is happening within the same house. It did not start that day of rape. It started from the mind. Oshi mashatameka mauluvi. Onakala teshidila deal have been thinking of that thing for a longer time. But this person, lucky enough, got even a chance to speak it out to somebody else. First, we are looking into Amnon. He had it in mind for a time. Okwakale shina mauruvi wae olewe fimpu shahalo kucha oinimanjino ohaitameketete mauruvi wetu na ngengo shimosha tameka mauruvi atuduru kushikonjefa kuja mauruvi ndo kukonge kwafo manga inashikula shiningo ulunde wakula manga inatuya ngengo shimoshi ndo tashia mauruvi wetu otunoku konjanga nita shiduriko po tushifinde mauruvi shashingengo toifande tashikulu ombibyo letu nomboye kucha ulunde o madila dilota kulunde ta ningo ulunde ndo ulunde ta kulunde ta uningeso nangenga usho atukaranga ha mouluvi ngengo taifando shima tashikulu ulunde ufike ma ata uteteleso no kuningo shima inashiwa pala shosho nana Amnon aninga yokwe shipo piane ku Jonadab, the friend and the cousin. Now we are tackling whoever get or people come to get comfort in us. How do we advise our friends? How do we advise our brothers? How do we advise our sisters when people say this out? Okunavamu ihatupukuru lava kwetu moshiri because we pretend so much and we are afraid to be hated by these people and our friendship to end. De oshiri onjino kucha o kaume kashiri ngeyo tabi ipukuru la moshiri. Jonadab was a fake friend to Amnon because he contributed to the downfall of Amnon. At the end, we did not go at the end of this scripture or this story, but Amnon was killed by Absalom because of Absalom's anger towards the act of rape that was done by the brother. He killed him. But when you go deep and root out the main cause of Amnon's death, Jonadab contributed to the death of the friend. This means this was not a friend because he killed the friend, in fact. There is no friend who kills a friend. That is it's not a friend at all. Number one is the worst hater. So, Jonadab omaelenga apa Amnon. Okwali omaele aswaka. Omaele kaino njudo kaine kwafo omaele utonde omaele dipao omaele omai atara nkwa mekano adipai fankwa ongene kali oshili shashino pamango yo pa Israel njiali ya njwa pa Yuda ne okwa adivaisenga nkwa anyone against the law o kaume o senatulongwe e advice di hatu yanja kuva kwetu ngenge tavea kuse vetu pulo maele. Some people, they have been having this thing in mind and they can't control it any longer. Amnon couldn't control these feelings any longer. Number two is the power used by Amnon. Amnon used the power because he was so powerful than Tamar. Ovalume nunena hatulongifenye ngono nenga hatulongife ngono shilo mingene halo la kalunga. Hashwe ditupel. We do things, it's not because we didn't get enough advice or something. Because Tamar also told the brother what you are doing is wrong. But he continued anyways because he is powerful. So the thing that we are facing today here is not only sexual lust. What forced Amnon to rape Tamar was not sexual lust only. But it was power and dominion. He was powerful. He had dominion against the sister. Number one, he was an elder brother. He was powerful. He was 22. The lady was 15 years old. The girl was 15 years old. Shonyota shitulu kile ne kucho valumeno inimanji hatuningeni na okukala inatu valula ovakainu okuvavalula kuchana vovanu ove no madiradilo ove nenduge ota drukutupo maele nandeka vene ngono dokombada inatulongife ngono detu okufoso inimakaino shelonga mengala mwenyo davota idulu kutuetela nenge kuvaetela ndena tukale hatukundafano inimai na tutambule konga hakuchana vovena oufembave upewa okupopcha na kukumaida na kuninga nshiri monjira pambibe ndeina tukonjifa tuvanyonife voko shipala shakalunga shashisa tune ngono ko ituvadole. verse 17 and 18. Okune problem they seduced, or the sister seduced him, or no, the way the person dressed and so on. Tamar do not dress seducingly. Kari hajalo inimo ihupingeno nengomadere di combat. Otakutiwa okwajalo robe. A robe oshikutu shaja shakavaringo luto ali hefio kemanti. Then hatango Amnon. Okwamana shikomito. Ongene epuru di lokucha nengo shi etumbo di lokucha ova motavare ipa nenga atuvare ipeni shashivati have tu seducinga na shiva jala ova mitatuva se itatu ihavare ipa mo washiva jala nangu inare ipa mo washa jala o hajala shike nawa ono hajala nawa ndele ngono donu jena o ulunde no ku hauda ko kwa emwena montima no kukala itatu kongo ekwafoli di monjila ko vanu veri monjila hatuhekere kafana no namba hatuifa no kaume shashitabe tu ilikenai ota itotala mekano yoi ni mata ipeta me nyono me honi me shunduko me mokukala batari kakonai Tamar loko itakenda bara kupukulula Amon kuchoshi mani ne honi kwame. It's a shame to me as a woman pamango yo pashi yuda shota shikala wo eshunduko kwove ongo nkwaniyo omona nkwaniyo no pamango shi yuda omu Israel itashi tukalele na wangengo tashi udika na shitoningi chashi na shipetikwa unangale monomola otete non mina hom inongombol monomoro ni valdi na mwanyoko nde yo kweshi ningashiki. What did Tamar do? Tamar, number one, screamed. Number two, Tamar advised the brother not to do it. But even though she did that, the brother didn't hear that. They didn't take that in seriously. Inentambulako ne advice adai. Inentambulako inatambulako sharombola ko Tamar. O madila wa Tamar ko yatala ko kaino shilonga. Valumeno ndine fimbole tulo kuda ko hapu ya kalunga. Kalunga ngenge okwetu tula po tuwili ko bakaina tuba meneshiri nengono die tuba. Na tuba pilikine wana wabe no maireta duro ku kwafa no kutu kwafa mo uju wetu. Ngengo tatula shike komeho kuchoba kuruka dikaveno shilonga nani tapo pikashino shilonga ovanu vana fangwane no tashike tupuki. Opu na fimboli mo bakuruka ditaba duro kupuka mo madira diro ndope ne fimboli mo bakulu kadita duru kutupo maele elimonjira no shidi Tamar okwa itaya njo maele elimonjira no shidi ku Amnon kati kashisho shiwangenge to kwatange kengono kashisho shiwange to ningi oshififa honi pamango yoshi Israel people akukarungo na mwenye ngengo wapumbwa ngeshidi indirange kutateka ntiwete teke kwa nyange ongene okwa elimonjira no maele okwa yoshidi ask me off from the Father if we truly one another and let us do the right thing. Then the action of political power or of David. David loved so much Amnon because he was the firstborn. If we continue from the beginning, from 23 down there, we come to know that David did nothing. David did nothing. David did nothing to Amnon. Kenanya ninga Amnon inempana ndo punishment yash nde pashiyuda ngenonisha nengwa ku Amnon pa mango ya Moses okwali enako kala anengwa shangengo watala nawa mu Leviticus onoporo mirongo baleve se onongo na head. Let's go there. Leviticus. Let me look for this scripture. Leviticus chapter 20 verse 17. Let me look for it. 20 verse 17. Yes, I'm here. If a man takes his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, and sees her nakedness, and she sees his nakedness, it is a wicked thing. And they shall be cut off in the sight of their people. They must be cut off from the sight of the people. They must be killed. They must be taken away. They must be punished. They must be vanished. They must be destroyed. Their reputation. he has uncovered his sister's nakedness, he shall bear his guilt. He must bear his guilt. Everybody must bear his guilt. Now, who is ashamed in this story? It's just Tamar. But Amnon was not. Nothing was done to him by the father David, who was the king. Why? Maybe number one was loved by the king because he was the firstborn. He was the firstborn of David. David was shiveri ongene kenanye ninga. But he was supposed to bear his guilt. He was supposed to go through what everybody else could have done. Shonyo shinoputa shiningwa none na me family. Ova noshino upu uinima haikawa shikontumba. Ova nota amono ihuna. O nonota ukwata ke ngono. O ngamonyo yavota ikwata kovano. Pa efimbo ke he they are walking in guilt and shame. Ke efimbo kwa faike wete ke he umwe shishiku chokwarebu. Inyoman ukadna bahaputa baende bakwate ngonga pe dulado veshiku shokani ngwa shike nokuli inita baende wete ke he umwe shishiku cha amenda rebu. Fimbo lo linga kuli ne media dapota ke heume ke fimbo no kwashifika kuchoka nanga dinga dino madino tatu wano kuli out today kuchanga dinga jokwa rape anga dinga nyokwa rape o vandu bawe shishike heume intende mo society okwa mbadapala ewete kuchapa if everybody knows I was raped, but this was not my fault. I went in sex while I'm so young and early, while other people are getting married without having sex and so on, and they get their partners and they so on. Am I going to get a right partner? What are people going to do to me? Am I not going to be discriminated? It even affects our ladies' academical performance. But when it comes to this thing, the law, those that are in charge, they are also entitled to exercise their power according to their. Today we do not have this law of Moses perhaps, but we have a constitution, and it is given to those that are in power to do this rightly. Everybody must bear their guilt. Neno patu dulu kuhanga or solution to these things if we truly need. What I want to say is these things of rape are not new, but we are given guidance to how we have to handle them. Number one is that men, they must understand this thing. Of course, it disheartened David. David didn't feel good. He was a man of God and he didn't feel good about what Amnon did to Tamar. But because he loved Amnon, he kept it silent and he did not punish the guy. Even though we love them so much in our houses, even though it's our husband who is raping our daughters in our houses, it is our right to report them to the authorities. It is our right to say, yes, I love you, but you must bear your guilt. You must pay for that, because the poor person, the poor lady, the poor girl, the poor child is also going through shame. David was very angry. It is mentioned. But he did not carry out what he's supposed to do, what the law says he must do. And this is very bad, because if we are not going to do this, men will continue doing it. We will continue doing it because we feel nothing is going to be done to us. So, brothers and sisters, this is the right time that we have all of us to unite together in the Bible, in this world, and put together the scriptures of God and put them in practice and teach the society, especially men. Women, you must speak up. When something happens, we must speak up. We may love them so much. We may feel they are important in our lives. They take care of our lives and so on. But the fact is, what they did is against the law of God and the law of the country. And they must be held accountable. And for men, we must know that the power that God has given us, because we are powerful, we are more stronger than the ladies, than the girl, than the women, than the females. We must not use our power against these ladies. Rather, we must protect them. These are the people that were meant to protect Tamar, the brother who was supposed to protect Tamar. And the last thing that I want to talk about is what I talked first. when we are facing challenges, these things, they can be there in our minds. All of us, even though that we pretend to be saints, me included, this thing can be in our mind. We might think of this person and all those funny things, but we must get help as fast as possible before this thing grows. Go to any person trustable, go to pastors, go to your church, go to your to the church elders, go to somebody trustable, go to believers, go to social workers, go to psychologists. Let them talk out this thing from you. Let you get solution. Talk this thing with the people in your house, with your brothers. Be open. Say, I do not like what is happening in my mind. I don't want to manifest it physically. I want it to end now. Please help me out. Those that are smart enough and they are clever, they are not going to judge you. They are going to help you to overcome that thought, to overcome that feeling, to overcome that spirit that is disturbing you, because that is the devil that wants you to be put to shame as well. Because at the end, your reputation is destroyed. It's really nove moshiwana itotalika valiwa fonne nongushu shashi ovamotave kudini, ovamotave kutonto, ovamotave kusheke, otadruno kukudenga, otadruno kukudipa ngashina na amna dipa ku Absalom molonja hiyanya ningiro ngaina ongene bakwetu oshimashina tuhitareni kwa tuhinda tushikonjifenya tuheni atutale ni oihore rwa atupewa kujama bibe datiro gifeni now.